to be honest, it was a good video. It was a good one. I like the storyline behind it, and everything was it was good. It was good. And then I said, you know what? Let me do it again still because let me improve on it. Right. So this is video number 5, baby. Yeah. All right. So number 5, and it's
Wait, you want some more? Okay. Wait, you want some more? Okay.
and it's late. I think it's like past 10 o'clock. I don't know, past 10 o'clock in the evening, right? Long day. I had a long working day today, right? I started at 7:30 in the morning, and I finished at 7:30 in the evening, and so 12 hours working. But what was the story? The story was about a young man that have had difficult times, right? One of the students that I'm mentoring at my school right now, he had a difficult past, right? So the parents came in today, were telling me about things that happened. So I honestly started to understand, okay, why he's acting up, why he's doing all these things that teachers are saying. You know what? He's doing this and doing this and doing this. He's not showing any interest. He's not. He has a big mouth. He's always fighting. He's always doing this. He's always doing that, right? So I started to understand why he acted up, why he's acting up, right? So I was like, okay, so maybe the acting up is because of this, right? Because of the things that happened in his past. But then I have to stand still and say, you know what? Many of us had difficult past. I was bullied at school. I was beaten. I was being taunted by people. I was being called names and all these things, but I didn't act up. Maybe I'm a softie, or maybe I chose different, right? Your past does not, or the circumstances in your life don't have to dictate how you act or react in life. I really don't believe that. I really don't believe that. I believe that you can decide. No matter what happens today, you can decide how you respond to it, how you react to the things that happen to you in life, and then create a new narrative. Something that is going to pick you up, something that's going to lead you to a place that you want to be instead of a place where you are finding yourself in. Because life brings us to places sometimes that we don't want to be there. But still, how we respond to life, how we respond to the things that happen in life, we can create our new narrative. We can create our new place to be. So, looking at this guy, he's always responsive. He's always reactive. He's always trying to fight, trying to have a big mouth and everything. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. But then again, okay, you can choose different, right? You can choose wiser. But why am I saying this? The thing is, I have to realize that right now we are talking to this young man, we are mentoring this young man, and we are asking him what is the best course of action for him to take. And in his mindset, I'm doing okay. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to change this. But I know that years from now, he's gonna think maybe I should have changed that at that time when I got the chance. Maybe if I listened to the advice that I got, I could have been better, right? I could have achieved more. And that's how we all are. Most of us, we can look back at a time and say, oh man, they told me I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that. But I still did it. And then afterwards, we regret. And we say, man, I should have listened. And we try to talk it right. But I'm glad we're experienced, because now I can. No. You know that the time that they advise you to do a certain thing and you didn't do it, you should have just listened to their advice, right? And that's when we were young. But let me take you to this time point in time right here. Because it's happening right now too. you are getting ideas, you are getting people are talking to you, people are telling you, hey, you should do something different, you should react differently, you should in this situation right here you didn't act properly, right? And what are we doing right now? The first thing that we do, the first response is fight. No, no, you're wrong. Because she shouldn't have, and he shouldn't have, so that's why right? That's how we are, right? And why do I say that? Because it's a natural response of our reptile brain. One of the parts of our brains is the reptile brain. And the reptile brain says freeze, fight, or flight. Freeze, fight, or flight. So when something happens, you either freeze, you don't know what to do. You either fight because you're always, in defense mode. I'm gonna your reptile brain is saying, I'm gonna protect this guy, I'm gonna protect this girl, so ready to fight, or you flight, you run away, you don't want to face the situation head on, so you move away. So in everything, your reptile brain is going to tell you, do not accept what they said, what they did, what they thought, whatever it is. Do not. So your first response is to say no. And afterwards, weeks later, months later, years later, you'll find yourself from this day, years later, from this day, saying, man, I should have listened last time. But then it's too late, right? So why am I talking about this? Just for you to realize that your natural instinct to fight every situation, to fight every feedback that you get, to fight every talk. Your wife says, we need to talk. You're like, oh man, I'm ready to fight already, because whatever she says, I have, but you did this. And then you already make the list. Your wife, what did this? Your wife, when somebody tells you, man, we need to talk, and then you're already making the list of the things that they did, and they only want to say, yeah, we need to talk. I want to bless you with blah blah blah. But in your mind, you're ready to fight. You already have the list to murder everybody, not literally, of course, right? But it is our mind. That's our mind. So in order to still conserve, because it's trying to protect you, right? Your reptile brain, your reptile mind, reptile brain is trying to protect you. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But in order to have more than that, to activate also, your neocortex, which is the thinking brain, which is the part that that you go rationalize things, right? You can also use the emotional part of the brain, right? But let's talk about the neocortex. In order to activate that, you have to ask yourself the right questions. Questions like, okay, but what else is there in this? Yes, this person is saying that my emotions, I'm feeling, and I feel like I have to run, I have to fight. Yeah, but what else is there? Why is this person telling me this? Could it be there's something that I'm trying to communicate, but it's not coming over? I was telling my students today that your intention is a heap of crap. Your good intention is a heap of crap. And they keep saying, man, the intention counts. You do something and it doesn't come over the right way, but I had the right intention. But your intention is a heap of crap. Why do I say that? Because if your intention was to be good and to do something good, but it didn't come over as that, that means you have to come to a place and realize, wait, maybe I have to communicate better. Maybe my communication skill is not at that high that I think. It's your opportunity to stand still and say, you know what, wait, I try to show them that I love them, but they are afraid of me. I'm talking about stalkers right now, right? Stalkers. They are afraid of me. They call the police on me wait, maybe my communication method is not right. Maybe I should actually start listening to what they're saying and find a better way to communicate. No, if I'm talking about stalkers, you should just stop stalking, right? don't try to communicate. They say no communication, no contact is no contact. That's it, all right? But your intention might be good, but your communication, what you're doing, is telling the opposite. So you gotta realize that you have to stand still and say, you know what? Wait, let me fix this. Let me fix. I might have a good intention, but my communication skill is so poor right now that I need to fix it. I need to change this. So going back to the topic, knowing that your brain, your reptile brain, is first going to react and make you freeze, fight, or flight, what you should be asking is, okay, what else is there in there? What else can I do to communicate better? What else? Where did I drop the ball? Don't look at nobody else, because everybody else is always going to have an opinion, right? But find out, where did I drop the ball? Where could I do better? How is this going to make me better? How is this feedback going to push me to become the best version of me? How is this thing that's happening in my life right now, how is it going to be beneficial for me? How will I use this in the future to help somebody else? How? Because I believe I have something to give, and there's something that I have to give. It should help somebody else. How is this going to help me to be beneficial for me? And then you activate your other brain cells, your neocortex. And then suddenly, when you're getting that feedback and you're ready to lash out, you start to think better, back and think about yourself, how you could have done better or different. That you realize that, okay, I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna recycle it and I'm gonna give it back in a positive way, and I'm gonna react differently. So months later, years later, you don't have to say like, man, maybe I should have listened. Just maybe I should have reacted. That's too late. You don't want to be in that predicament. You don't want to be in that story, right? So I want to encourage you, do not succumb to the reptile brain, even though it's a good part of you, it's trying to protect you. At the same time, activate your emotional brain. Activate, and we didn't talk about that today, right? But activate your thinking brain and find out what else is there behind all those emotions that rise up in you, all those feelings that rise up in you, all that wanting to run away that rises up in you. What else is there? It might help. It sure will help. It sure will. So, if this was anything for you that blessed you some kind of way, go ahead and share it. Go ahead and press the button and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Tell somebody about this. And maybe this wasn't for you, but you know somebody that can use this. Go ahead and send it to them. Send it to them. Yeah.